Border czar Tom Homan sparring with MSNBC Morning Joe co-host Mika Brzezinski after she accused ICE of, quote, disappearing people.
Homan asserting DHS is just enforcing the law. The border czar also criticizing the previous Biden administration, pointing to former DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas and his record when it comes to the border. With that, let's welcome in our political panelist. Paula Scanlon joins us, senior fellow for the American Principles Project. Dustin Olson's here, pollster with the American Pulse Research and Polling firm. Welcome to you both.
Dustin, to that point, Tom Homan makes it very clear ICE existed before President Trump. ICE existed during Obama and other Democrat presidents as well. There wasn't a lot of pushback in those days, but there is now. And Tom Homan reminded them of that. Talk to us about it.
Yeah, the language that she uses, I think, is really problematic. You have law enforcement out there who are doing their best to protect our country, and she's using the term disappearing. That's what regimes around the world do to their political opponents, and people just disappear off the streets. That's the same kind of like Nazi type rhetoric that they use that makes law enforcement a target for violence, which I think is just horrible that she would do that. Now, in our polling and that of other people, it's very clear that a significant majority of Americans support securing our borders and enforcing immigration. In our polling, it's generally around 60%. The recent Harvard-Harris poll for August had 75% of Americans want violent criminals, illegals to be removed from the country, and 67% generally support most of the immigration policies. So this is something that the Republicans and President Trump are on the right side of it, and using that kind of rhetoric is really, well, it's what you get when you have an MSNBC gaslighting their public.
Yeah, Dustin, what did you make of that excerpt that we were able to share there from this book that's coming out soon?
Well, just the title of the book is itself an excuse. 107 days. She's trying to tell us that I was only in the race for a short period of time. None of this is my fault. She has a whole career of failures, and that campaign is one of the biggest ones. And this is really, I don't know how she could live with herself with everything that's happened in the last year. So it makes sense why she's doing this, and she has to push the blame. It's interesting in the Harvard-Harris poll, they actually tested the popularity of Biden, and they had Donald Trump as the most popular of all the national figures they tested, and Joe Biden remains the least favorable. So it makes sense why she would want to distance herself from him, though she's not far behind him, and she's also very unpopular. So anyway, it's very clear that people prefer what's happening now to what was happening a year ago.
What a different world we'd be living in if Kamala Harris would have won last November. Paula and Dustin, thanks so much for joining us with your thoughts today. We appreciate it.